Hey Buns, I've got a ton of exciting patch 5.3 news to share with you because of the live letter that happened yesterday. A live letter is when Naoki Yoshida, the game producer for Final Fantasy XIV, shares a bunch of sneak peek info about the upcoming content patch, in this case, patch 5.3. The live letter was in Japanese, so I will be referring to fan translations that were provided by the Final Fantasy XIV subreddit Discord. Thank y'all for doing that yet again. I am not going to show main story spoilers at all, so if you are a new player, you should be safe to watch this recap. That said, this is sneak peek info into patch 5.3 and fun stuff that we can expect, so if you'd rather be completely surprised, I was just surprised, then maybe avoid live letters altogether. Okay, let's hop into it. First of all, they showed the patch 5.3 trailer. I will not show it here because it is spoilery, but brace yourself if you're gonna watch it. Like, it was probably one of the most emotionally heavy patch trailers that I have seen. There were a lot of like moments, like you need to be sitting down if you're gonna be watching it. So we'll put a link to it in the description box below if you want to watch that and then come back. Feel free to do that. Okay. Also, they announced that there are 20 million players for Final Fantasy XIV. I mean, it's a pretty big, impressive number, but keep in mind that that is registered players. It doesn't necessarily mean active players, but hey, it's still pretty cool. They said the new main story quests for this patch will have the most voice acting and recording yet, which is great, because usually at the end of a main story quest, I think to myself, is that it? I need more. But I feel like no matter how long it is, at the end of it, I'll still feel like that. The new dungeon, the Hero's Gauntlet, will feel like the final battle, according to Yoshida. It has this sexy lady in it that they posted on the special site, who seems to be very popular. They will be adding a minion of her, which I assume will probably come from the final treasure chest of the dungeon. I bet it will be a rare drop, but that's just a guess. The new trial is secret, but in the past, they said it will be very difficult to guess the enemy. They said it'll be someone you don't expect. So I'm guessing maybe that weird frog guy from Ilmeg. The guy who was in the frog suit. Why was he there? I never found out what he's about, but maybe he's the big bad. For the new Alliance raid, Puppet's Bunker, which is based on Nier Automata, a game you should absolutely play right now. They said, yes, you can fall off the arena. They wiped a lot during testing. They adjusted it a lot before showing to Yoko Taro because they felt it was too difficult, even the final version. But Yoko Taro said, well, if we die, right? Yoshida said that while playtesting, Yoko Taro was like, isn't this too friendly? You should wipe the whole raid if they just touched this, and he can't tell us what it is, like, because that would be spoilery. But that Yoshida felt like that was just too much. Of course, we have the amazing looking gear from the new raid. It looks awesome. I'm very, very happy about it, except maybe not that hat. Not a big fan of that hat. Weirdly related to the Nier raid is the new beast tribe. So there's going to be the new dwarf beast tribe. It is a crafting beast tribe. But Yoshida said something weird. He said there will be a tragedy happening in Kalusha tied to the Yorha raid. So the dwarves had to move. It will be explained in the story. So the dwarves moved to Lake Land from Kalusha. Yoshida said there was actually no more memory space in Kalusha. So they just I don't know, did they crash the space station into the dwarf village because they ran out of memory? I'm very curious about that. They said it's going to be a fun story, which I fully believe because I was quite happy with the stories for the Pixie Beast Tribe and the Kitari Beast Tribe. And he said he could not show us the mount you get from this Beast Tribe, but it won't be the flight unit. Yes, so the flight unit is a mount that they showed us, one of the new mounts. It looks super, super cool. It's probably one of the highlights of the live letter for me. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. So that besides the flight unit new mount, they also showed us the robot, which is like a T-posing robot. It stands still in a T-pose, which is weird. I don't know where that one's from either. They would not say. Moving on, Unreal Trials. So currently, for a fight like Shiva Extreme or Titan Extreme, usually you just go in there unsynced and it's easy. You can probably solo it even. If you sync down, it feels off because of limitations to your jobs. So Unreal Trials will be the other way. The boss will up sync to us. So the mechanics remain unchanged, but their damage scaling and HP will be adjusted for level 80s. The rewards will be mounts and minions, as well as the access to play the Faux Hollow minigame. Just some kind of game with the fox there, I guess. Not clear yet exactly what that will entail. The free trial will be massively expanded. This is big news. Like, this is probably one of the most surprising and amazing things I heard in the live letter yesterday. So currently you can play as much as you want with the free trial. There's no time limit, but only up till level 35. But they're going to change it to include Heavensward. So you will get the level cap increased to 60, Heavensward through patch 3.56. So yes, up to Stormblood. You'll get access to Dark Knight, Astrologian, and Machinist as jobs, plus the Aura race. And yeah, like this is amazing. PC Gamer actually posted an article calling it ridiculously generous, which it is. Like, that is so much content and so much like high quality content. It's really a very pro-consumer move, and I'm very happy to see it. There's no reason to not try 14 at this point. So, I mean, it'll cost you nothing except your emotional stability, but that's another story. Of course, they are going to be revamping Realm Reborn as well for 5.3. We will get flying in Realm Reborn zones unlocked after you complete the Realm Reborn story. I know they said they've also just deleted 13% of the quests between 2.0 and 2.5, but in a lot of cases, they just shortened fetch quests. They buffed the story XP so you won't run into leveling problems, and they've also made a special teleport ticket to the Waking Sands, which is great news for everyone except that Chocobo rental guy in Horizon. Like, it's over, buddy. Hey, I guess the Chocobo rental industry isn't all it's it's not all it's quacked up to be. I'm so sorry. Job adjustments. Monk will get a rework to the Grease to Lightning system, but it won't be ready till 5.4. Bard will get a damage buff, and MP costs will be reduced for Astrologian. Summoner will get a nerf to Try Disaster, but the rotation won't change. The new Feast PvP season will start in 5.3. For crafting and gathering stuff, here's what you're getting. The Trial Synthesis system unlocked at level 15. So you won't need materials to test a craft. You can just trial and error the rotation first in the game yourself without losing any mats. Also, reverse search for recipes. So you can pick an item and see for what recipes it's needed. So there's going to be less confusion about, do I really need this item? I forgot what it's used for. I know after leveling Miner, I have all this ore in my inventory, and I don't remember what it's for. I guess it always slipped my mind. You'll also get quick desynth for stackable items, like quick synthesis only for desynth, so you can tell the game to desynth the stack while you go make a cup of tea for yourself. You can specify item quantity in the raw materials list. Basically, this will do math for you on how many mats you need to craft stuff, taking into account how many pre-crafts you need. And if you think you don't need that, well, one pair of woolen dress gloves requires 5 spindles of wool and yarn. 2 baskets of fleece are needed to craft spindles of wool and yarn, yielding 2. When crafting a pair of woolen dress gloves, you'll need 6 baskets of fleece, but you'll have 1 spindle of wool and yarn left over. This means you only need to craft 4 spindles of wool and yarn for the next pair. The raw materials list will take such calculations into account, showing you actually only need 20 baskets of fleece. If you don't want to do any of that thinking, thankfully, you are not going to have to do that. Updates to Ishgard Restoration will start in patch 5.31. Items needed will change, so there's no need to hoard crafting items now. There will be a new ranking system again with a new achievement with new titles. Saint Ascendant for ranks 1 through 12, and Beatus or Beata Ascendant for ranks 1 through 100. And the new Gala Kitten pet will come from Ishgard Restoration. Other updates include you can join parties when already in a party with friends. A setting to prevent double jobs in your party. You can server hop while in a cross-world party, so you can go for the hunt trains. There'll be new chapters for New Game Plus, probably including Realm Reborn now. Fashion accessories is a new thing they're gonna create. So right now we have the parasol, you have the umbrella. They're gonna move that to the fashion accessories section, and they're going to want to put other new stuff in there, like plushies, other things you can carry around. So apparently whatever happens in 5.3 will be so traumatic that your Warrior of Light will have to start carrying around a stuffed animal for comfort. They showed us some fun G-Pose updates where you'll be able to put some really cute stickers on your screenshots and like put stuff like quest complete on the screenshot. Currently you cannot put your own text in there, so it kind of crushed my dreams of this being like an in-game meme maker. But yes, they also showed us the new glam. He was in a Tom Nook glam with the new minion, a watermelon. That seems like that's going to be from a summer event. That's just my guess. It's weird that a melon would follow you though. I guess he thought to himself, I'm Malone. So that's why he needed a friend. There's going to be new housing items. The copied factory interior stuff is super, super cool. I assume that's going to probably drop from the new raid. There's also a lounge area. The creepy mannequins for Hrothgar and Viera, if you want those in your house. And the beaver burger. So you can say, damn, that's a good burger. And now let's get to what was one of my favorite parts of the live letter. This is something I was extremely hyped about. The Bozja Citadel things, save the queen stuff. So this is the relic weapon stuff. The large scale battle content. The Bosnian Southern Front. So Yoshida said, unlike Eureka, this time the maximum amount of players in an instance is 72. There is a reason for this number. So in Eureka, it was 144. Now in the Bosnian Southern Front, it's going to be 72. You will have to take part in this content to complete the Resistance weapon questline, but you don't have to do the grinding. So apparently the grinding is going to be optional. To enter, you will need a level 71 plus battle class, so no need to be level 80. You can level alt jobs in this content, which is amazing because first of all, you can work on your relic for the job while you're leveling that job. Secondly, when you get in there, if you're under level 80, it will upsync you to level 80, so you can use all of your level 80 toolkit and get a really good sense of what this job is actually like at endgame. And everyone's gear is going to be synced to 430. Doesn't matter if your gear is better or worse. Outside, everyone's going to be item level 430 inside Bosnian Southern Front and level 80. So it's going to be a really fun new way to level, seems like. You can use mounts right away, but no flying mounts, and everyone will have the same mount speed. Your primary goal will be to fight the 4th Imperial Legion and raise your metal, which is going to be some kind of a resource. When you get enough metal, you talk to an NPC and raise your resistance rank to unlock other features that will help you in battle. You will gain metal by participating in 2 different kinds of special encounters, skirmishes and critical engagements. There's going to be trash mobs on the field too, but you won't get metal from those. So before I move forward on this, I just want to say that with this being like the new and improved version of Eureka, I really got the sense that they watched how players actually participated in Eureka. Like, we swarmed the notorious monsters on fate trains. We hopped from fate to fate. And we did our best to fawn like the big fate together. Like, that's what we cared about. So they're leaning into that design and making it actually work this time. I just appreciate that they're not fighting what players wanted to do and are instead working with it. So yeah, I just think it's a good sign. About these special encounters, the skirmishes are going to be simple battles similar to Fates that will pop up often. The critical engagements will be limited in player numbers, with encounters ranging from 24 to 48 person battles. And as you can see from the fence in the screenshot, they lock you in, so you can't get out once you're in there. They're designed to be intense battles that are comparable to dungeon or raid bosses, and they'll be triggered when the Imperial Legion is pressured, whatever that means. They were intentionally vague on that point, but once they are triggered, you'll be greeted with a massively improved player finding interface compared to what we had in Eureka, which was nothing. There's the Bozja Finder. So when the critical engagement is triggered somewhere on the map, you will get a little pop-up asking if you want to join. You click, yes, I want that, or your party leader will click yes. So yeah, you can queue as a party beforehand and you get teleported straight to the boss. And players from the outside can only watch and cheer. And this is where it gets weird. Usually after one of these big raid type critical engagements, there will be these 1v1 critical engagements. You will be invited to participate in these if you performed well in the big raid critical engagement. So for example, if you did not get hit by a single AoE in the previous one, then you might get invited to participate in the 1v1. And it's just like you standing in this closed off arena while everyone else just watches you suffer and die. Like, this is going to be hilarious. I also think it's funny that like they knew they don't have to give players any kind of incentive to watch someone do a 1v1. Like, it's just going to be entertaining to watch someone try to do this on their own. If you want to survive the 1v1, you are going to need these things called lost actions. It's going to be kind of like Logo's actions, where that will give you strong buffs, heals, or revives to use during battle. And so I guess this is how they're balancing it. If you're like on a healer or something, these will allow you to participate in the 1v1s on any job. They said to obtain the lost actions, you will need to farm shards in Bajra. So that is where the grind comes in, apparently. But Yoshida said that lost actions are only for players who enjoy the grind. You don't have to set them up. That said, you will need them if you want to win these 1v1s. Yoshida said the tester that you see in the screenshot, everyone said he will die within 3 seconds, but he made it a little longer. He died after 12 seconds, even using the right actions. This is not needed to complete the story, said Yoshida. It's content for the more battle enthusiastic players. Look, that is a wild, wild idea. I love it. It will be fun to watch someone do this, and it will be terrifying to participate in yourself. It's an off-the-wall concept. A second ago, I mentioned how the critical engagements need to be triggered, and if you didn't do anything to help that critical engagement spawn, you can still participate, but it's less likely that you will get an invite once the maximum amount of players has been reached. So there's going to be like a priority system where people who helped spawn the engagement are going to be more likely to get an invite. And I think that's incredibly fair. That just seems like an anti-AFK mechanic to me. You will lose metal if you die. Lockboxes will drop containing loot, just like they did in Eureka. And as for upgrading your weapon, you will need items from both inside and outside the Bajan Southern Front to do that. Not poetics. He said that there is a lot of effort put into the story and lore here. If you're a player that enjoys lore, you will most likely enjoy this content a lot. They also mentioned Yokai Watch coming back. And I don't want to scare new players. I don't want to scare you too much. I don't want to stop you from trying it. Because, I mean, here's the positives. I'm going to try to focus on the positives. The positives is that lots of people are doing fates. So it's going to be easy to get that Fate challenge log entry if you're leveling a new job. I hope you like Fates. I hope you really, really, really like Fates, because if you do, look, it doesn't matter how much you like Fates. By the time you're done with this event, you're going to want to never do another Fate again for the rest of your life. 5 million Fates, 10 billion Fates. It's psychologically challenging, the number of Fates that will be required. It's maybe they'll rework it. Maybe it won't be as bad as last time. It will last from August 19th until the release of patch 5.4, so you will have plenty of time. There is some kind of sad news that the Halloween event seems like it is not going to happen. Instead, the Gold Saucer event, the Make It Rain event, is going to absorb some elements that they had planned to put in the Halloween event. FanFest JP canceled. As we know, FanFest NA was already canceled. EU is still not officially canceled, but it is not looking good. They also showed a couple of new statues you can buy, the Omega statue and the Ishola statue, and also the Pulse Final Fantasy XIV Remix album. And that's it for my recap of the 59th live letter. A lot of really, really exciting stuff. It was a good, juicy, meaty live letter, and I was happy about almost everything I heard except for Yokai. We don't talk about Yokai. Let me know what you are most excited about in the upcoming patch 5.3. What really stood out for you in this live letter? Let me know in the comments section down below. If you like this video, please consider supporting the channel on Patreon or on Twitch. You can also support the channel for free by clicking the subscribe button or by sharing this video with your fellow Warriors of Darkness. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.